Hey guys, Matt with Empirical 360 here. Again, really just kind of talking a little bit about some of the feedback that I get from a lot of the insurance agents, call center operations that I talk to that are looking for different lead sources. One of the things that I always hear, in feedback to the specific service that we offer PPC marketing. That's how we do our lead generation. And oh, by the way, that's how most everybody does their lead generation, if you didn't know that. PPC is too expensive. And I think that people, and insurance agents in particular, whether it's Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, particularly Medicare Supplement Advantage, but final expense, private health, all those different markets and products. I'll give you an example. In Medicare Supplement, that's a $35 cost per lead if you're doing it really, really well. Average probably $35 to $55. But then you look at the cost per click and you're thinking to myself, my goodness gracious, if it's like $10, $15 per click just to get to the point of getting a lead, I don't know if I can afford that. And you have to look at things relatively, right? So if you're not considering those costs with what your overall cost per acquisition is, you're going to look at that like it's something that's pretty expensive. The other thing that I would tell you when it comes to cost and the perception of cost when it comes to PPC, a lot of people have gotten into PPC before and been burned possibly by an agency that really wasn't niched out in insurance. And the insurance space is really tricky because there's so much volume for it. You can literally put in a budget allocation of $5,000, and if you don't check the right boxes and you don't put the right checks and balances in place, that money could be gone tomorrow and you don't have a single lead for it. So you need somebody that's got experience. At Empirical 360, we've spent over $4 million, particularly in insurance lead generation. And so you need somebody on your side that has that experience if you're going to get into the PPC space. I'll tell you another thing. When it comes to Google, please understand this. Google makes their money, about 95% of it, off of PPC. It is in Google's best interest to spend your money, because they get a clip on that, as rapidly as they can. They don't necessarily care. I mean, they've got their algorithms in place to make sure that you feel like they're doing the right thing for you. But at the end of the day, Google wants to spend money on your advertising because it makes them money. So a good agency is going to understand that and help you navigate how to shield your money and get you the best cost per lead, but shield your money from being overspent for Google with not the right amount of productivity. So those are some of the nuances and some of the reasons that I feel like people think that PPC is too expensive. But please understand this, that's 90%, I would say, of the way that insurance lead generation happens. And so with Google, it's great because it's an auction system. You get to have your piece of the pie. It's a lot like the stock market. I don't own Apple, but I own a piece of Apple. And that's how you can think of, PPC advertising. And so if you have questions about it, if you've been burned in the past by PPC advertising, if you didn't get the results that you were looking for, if you felt like it was too expensive, give me a call. Let's walk through what is realistic, and maybe it wasn't the right option for you. But I would tell you, and more often than not, I've come to find that it's just things weren't set up the right way, and that's why maybe you have a negative perception about PPC. Maybe that's why you think that the cost is too much. So call me anytime. I'd be happy to help you grow your business.